The stock market flirted with a record to end the week. The S&P 500 briefly traded above its all-time closing high, but ended the day just shy of that level. The optimism on Wall Street today was driven by U.S.-China trade and a fresh batch of earnings. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 152 points to 26,958. The Nasdaq added 57, and the S&P 500 rose 12. All of the major averages were higher for the week. And now it's time to look to next week, which could determine whether records are broken. Bob Pisani is at the New York Stock Exchange.
Stocks made another run at record highs, coming up just short by the close. The S&P, though, is riding a three-week win streak. Trade optimism was the #1 driver behind today's rally after U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer said the U.S. and China have made headway on some specific issues and are close to finalizing some sections of the Phase 1 agreement. But a couple of other factors helped spur the move higher. First, more signs the U.S. consumer is still going strong. We saw that in solid earnings and guidance from credit card companies like Capital One and Visa. Second, we saw a handful of semiconductor companies at new highs on the back of Intel's solid beat and good outlook for the year. They've been powering much of the year's rally. The week ahead is going to be brimming with market-moving catalysts, including the busiest stretch of earnings season. We'll get reports from tech titans Apple, from Facebook and Google parent Alphabet. We'll get consumer names like Clorox and Starbucks, Alibaba, and the much buzzed about Beyond Meat, along with oil giants like Chevron and Exxon. The Federal Reserve is going to meet to decide upon the fate of U.S. interest rates. Of course, the markets are expecting a quarter-point cut this month, plus the widely watched October jobs report. Economists are expecting the GM auto strike to have shaved off a chunk of the job gains we'd normally see. And plenty of data is on tap as well. GDP, consumer confidence, home sales, and manufacturing. A busy, busy week. As always, investors will be keeping a close eye on trade headlines, easily the single biggest market mover, as we saw in today's session. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange.